Today, I want you to know that the financial burdens that have weighed upon your heart for far too long are entering a time of release. My child, hear me with a peaceful heart, not with panic, not with the fear of losing something, but with quiet trust that I have seen your entire journey. I know the nights when you could not sleep because you were thinking about the expenses you had to handle. I know the times when you looked toward tomorrow and your heart sank, wondering how you would manage, how you would continue, how you would keep your family, your work, and your life from being shaken. I saw the tears you quickly wiped away in silence, the sighs you hid behind a smile, the times when you stood before lack and still tried not to let despair take over your heart. None of those things have been forgotten by me. I am not speaking to a nameless crowd. I am speaking to you, the child whose hidden worries I know clearly. You prayed when no one heard. You gave even in moments when you yourself needed to be lifted up. You tried to keep your heart upright when pressure tempted you to choose the easier path. You trusted me on days when it seemed that only a tiny ray of hope remained. And I say to you that that ray of hope was not in vain. I preserved it like a seed in deep soil, though at times you thought it had been buried beneath weariness. In truth, it was still alive, still germinating, still being watered by a grace you do not always recognize. Now I am shaking the gates of lack in your life, not to overwhelm you, but to open before you a wider path. I do not merely want to place temporary provision in your hands and then let you return to old fear. I want to heal the very root of how you see sufficiency. I want you to stop believing that your life is defined by the days of shortage. I want you to step out of the mindset that is always preparing for the worst and learn how to stand in pure expectation. What I give you is not only a means to pay a debt, meet a need, or pass through a season. I am teaching you how to live as someone who is cared for, guided, and entrusted with the responsibility to steward blessing wisely. Unexpected favor may come to you through paths you have never thought of. A door of work may open. A delayed opportunity may return at the right time. Someone may be prompted in their heart to help you. An idea may rise within you like light shining into a room that was once dark. A repayment, an invitation, a connection, a small turning point may become the beginning of something greater. Do not limit me by expecting me to act in only one form. I am the one who can make water flow from a dry place, who can bring fruit from land that seemed barren, who can turn an ordinary day into the day you realize that my hand had quietly prepared the way long before. My beloved child, I do not only want you to receive money, I want you to receive back your dignity, your peace, and the faith that pressure has worn down. I want to restore in you the ability to look toward the future without trembling. I want to rebuild within you the courage to plan, to work, to save, to solve, and to receive what is good without feeling unworthy. There were old words that once made you think your family would always remain trapped in a cycle of lack. There were stories passed down from former generations that made you believe struggle was an unavoidable portion. But I declare that I can begin a new flow through you. I can make you the one who opens the way for wisdom, generosity, and stability to be sown into your household. However, listen to me carefully. The breakthrough I give does not need to be kept through fear. My blessing is not so fragile that it disappears from your life simply because you are one step too slow. I do not teach you to cling to grace through panic. I teach you to receive it through obedience in the heart, uprightness in action, and watchfulness in the way you walk. Obey me by ceasing to condemn yourself. Obey me by letting go of habits that leak your peace and your resources. Obey me by stewarding the small things in your hands with faithfulness. Obey me by refusing to chase shortcuts that would compromise your purity. When you know how to guard the small things, you will be steady enough to receive the greater things without being led astray by them. I have seen you pretend to be strong while inside you needed healing. I have seen you wipe your face so no one would notice you had just cried. I have seen you keep walking when your heart was exhausted. Seen you tell yourself to try just a little longer. Seen you ask in silence, "When will it be my turn, my child?" I have not been indifferent to that question. I did not turn my face away while you waited. I was not silent because I forgot you, but because in that silence, I was arranging many things beyond your sight. Some blessings need the right time. Some doors, if opened too early, would overwhelm you. There are things I had to prepare within you before placing them into your hands, so that when the blessing comes, you will not only rejoice, but also stand firm. What has been taken from you will not have the right to determine the rest of your life. Delay is not your destiny. Old disappointments are not the final prophecy over your journey. I can restore what you thought was lost, but I do even deeper than that. I can turn the very place of loss into the place where wisdom is born. I can take the years you thought were filled only with tears and make them the foundation of a life that knows compassion, stewardship, and the value of every small grace. When I restore, I do not simply replace what has fallen apart. I make you newer, steadier, brighter, and softer in love. Today, prepare your heart for a good change. Do not prepare with frantic movement, but with calmness. Do not prepare by proving your faith before others, but by truly opening your heart before me. Lay down the financial worry that has exhausted you. Ask me for wisdom for the decisions ahead. Let me teach you to distinguish between a true opportunity and haste in disguise. Let me guide you to know when to step forward, when to wait, when to say no, and when to receive with gratitude. What I give always comes with peace, order, and purity. If a door comes from me, it will not require you to lose yourself in order to walk through it. You are standing near a season of open doors. But the most beautiful thing is not only what will come into your hands, it is what I am doing in your heart. I am replacing fear with trust. I am replacing the voice of lack with a reminder of sufficiency. I am replacing shame with dignity. I am replacing weariness with new strength. I am replacing the question, "When will it be my turn?" with the understanding that I have never left you outside my loving plan. Lift up your head, my child. Step into this day with gratitude and watchfulness. The good things I have prepared for you will come in my timing. And when they come, you will know that it is not only provision, but the gentle answer of a Father who has seen, heard, kept you, and is still leading you into a brighter season of restoration. Today I speak to you that the financial bonds that have made you weary will no longer be allowed to rule your life as they once did. My beloved, let this word go straight into the deepest place of your heart. I have seen the nights you could not sleep because of worry. We've seen the times you looked at the bills that needed to be paid and your heart felt heavy as stone. You've seen the tears you hid because you did not want anyone to know how exhausted you truly were. I know you tried to appear normal, while inside you were filled with questions. I know you told yourself many times that you had to be strong just a little longer. I know you lived through days when hope was only like a tiny lamp in a dark room. But I do not see you through the eyes of lack. I do not call you by the name of debt, disappointment, or delay. I call you by purpose, by covenant, by the love I placed upon you before you understood your own worth. I am not speaking to a distant crowd. I am speaking directly to you, the one who prayed when no one saw, the one who gave even while you yourself were lacking, the one who tried to keep your heart upright when the easier road invited you to compromise. I saw every seed you sowed in secret. I saw your faith when there was nothing left in your hands except a small hope placed in me. And I declare that that hope is not in vain. That obedience did not disappear into the air. Your hidden choices touched the heavenly realm. And now I am causing what was sown to begin sprouting in its proper season. You thought you were standing on the edge of disappointment. But I declare that you are standing at the threshold of change. There are things I am preparing for you that will not come as a coincidence. This moment is not meaningless. These words have not found you merely to excite you for a moment and then let you return to old fear. I am awakening within you a faith that has grown weary from waiting too long. I am reminding you that financial drought is not your dwelling place. It is only a season you have passed through, a land that trained you in patience, wisdom, gratitude for provision, and the ability to discern between what is necessary and what only comes to distract you. But that season has no right to keep you forever. I am sending rain upon your dry land. The places that were once empty will begin to be filled. The things that were once stalled will begin to move. The doors that were once silent will begin to hear my command and open. Do not measure your future by what you have lost. Do not look at the difficult years and conclude that your life is destined only for struggle. Do not let rejection make you think that I have rejected you too. I am not limited by what you see in your account, not hindered by the words of people, not delayed by systems that seem closed. I can place your name in rooms you have never entered. I can soften the hearts of decision makers. I can stir up a phone call, an email, a recommendation, an opportunity, a small door that leads to many greater doors. I can use the things you thought were ordinary to open a flow of blessing that will make you realize that my hand has always been quietly moving behind the scenes. The number of the day and hour, the sign of the moment, and the rhythm of movement you feel within your heart are not as important as what I am speaking into you. Be awake and trust. Not trust blindly in fear, but trust with the stillness of one who knows they have a father. I do not want you to live dependent on the panic that says if you do not quickly grab everything, the blessing will disappear. What belongs to me does not need to be kept through anxiety. What I give will come in peace, to be received with gratitude, and be stewarded with wisdom. I do not only want to change your outward circumstances, I want to heal the way you see provision. I want you to stop trembling whenever you think of tomorrow. I want you to stop living as though every good thing is too far beyond your reach. I want you to know that abundance is not merely having more, but being freed from the fear of lack that has clung to you for too long. The chains of poverty through many seasons are being broken, not so that you will become proud, but so that you will become free. I am teaching you to enter a new era of stewardship. You will not merely receive blessing and then let it scatter in haste. You will learn how to keep what I entrust. Sow what I direct. Open your hands when I lead, and stop when I remind you. I will give you the clarity not to let blessing become a trap. I will teach you to discern between increase that comes from me and glamorous invitations that are empty within. I will place in you a humble heart so that when the door opens, you will not forget the nights when I kept you from collapsing. When prosperity comes, you will not lose your purity. When opportunity comes, you will not move far from my presence. When others begin to recognize what I am doing in you, you will still know how to bow your head in gratitude. Your name is being mentioned in places you do not know. Favor is being prepared through people you have never met. There are conversations, decisions, connections, and arrangements moving beyond your sight, but not beyond my authority. I am touching systems, doors, means, and resources, so that what must come to you can arrive at the right time. Look at how I work, not noisily, but surely, not hastily, but at the appointed time, not incompletely, but fully. You once thought you had been overlooked, but I declare that you were being prepared. You once thought you were late, but I declare that you are arriving on time for what I have ordained. Now I am removing from you the humiliation of seasons of lack, the sleepless nights, the debts that made you bow your head under pressure, the times when you had to remain silent before your own needs, the moments when you felt ashamed because you did not have enough. I saw them all. And I do not come to make you remember them in pain. I come to transform them into testimony. You will understand what it means to be lifted up, not by your own strength, but by grace. You will understand what it means to enter rooms where you once only dared to stand outside and look in. You will understand what it means to be placed in a position to help, to sow blessing, and to become a source of support for those who have passed through the same weariness you once knew. I am establishing you not only to escape lack, but to live in order, wisdom, and peace. I want you to become someone who gives without fearing emptiness, receives without shame, stewards without greed, and grows while still keeping a tender heart. What I give you is not only a temporary solution, it is a new foundation. I do not only touch your finances, I touch your hope. I do not only open a source of supply, I reopen your ability to believe that your life can become lighter, Vida, more beautiful, and more purposeful than what pain once told you. Therefore, my beloved child, prepare your heart. Do not let distractions steal your watchfulness. Do not let old fear make you doubt the new movement. Do not let the voice of lack drown out the word I have spoken over you. Walk in obedience, for obedience is the path that keeps blessing in peace. Keep your heart pure, for purity makes your hands steady enough to receive something greater. Trust me while everything is still forming, for I often work most deeply before you see the clearest sign. You are not forgotten. You are not left behind. You are not destined for a life of endless struggle. I am renewing your story, sending rain upon the dry place, opening a way where things were once closed, and leading you into a season where my provision will not only meet your needs, but also make your life a testimony of, with three, my gentle faithfulness and power. Remember what I have spoken over your life. I will open the sources of blessing from above and pour them out upon you until your heart no longer has enough room to contain all. My goodness, my beloved child, that word is not a distant echo meant only for others, nor is it a promise asleep in the past. It is alive in this very hour, being awakened upon your journey, moving behind the things you have not yet seen. I am releasing my abundance upon you, not because you have made yourself worthy by your own strength, but because I am a merciful Father, the one who remembers what he promised and does not forget the tears you sowed in secret. You have passed through seasons of just enough, days of calculating every small thing, nights when you placed your hand on your chest and wondered whether tomorrow would open more gently. I saw, I heard, I counted every time you still chose to believe, even when there was not much left in your hands to hold on to. And today, I declare that the season of just enough is not where you will remain forever. Prepare your heart, because the surprises I am about to send will not come through the patterns you are used to thinking in. There will be calls that appear at the right time, carrying news that makes you pause and recognize my hand. There will be unexpected provision, not because of luck, but because I have touched the streams you could not open by yourself. There will be finances, opportunities, support, invitation, and doors brought to you in ways that make you understand that you did not pull them near by your own strength. I sent them to find you. You once looked at your circumstances and thought everything was locked tight. But I do not need human keys to open what belongs to you. When I decide to open, even what has been closed for a long time must make way. When I decide to give, lack is no longer permitted to sit on the throne of your heart. You once thought you were forgotten. There were seasons when you watched others being called by name, being given opportunities, being lifted up, while you remained behind, quiet and unseen, wondering whether I still saw you. But my child, I never took my eyes off you. The fact that you were not called forward first does not mean you were overlooked. The fact that you were not yet placed in that room does not mean your name was not remembered. There are things I held back not to reject you, but to prepare you. There are doors I did not open, yet not because you are unloved, but because the time had not become ripe enough for that blessing to remain in your hands without harming you. I used the waiting to deepen humility within you. I used the silence to teach you to hear my voice more clearly. I used the days when no one saw to build a firm foundation in you, so that when I lift you up, you will not forget the one who kept you in the hidden place. When others pushed you aside, I was not confused. When they made no place for you, I was preparing a better place for you. When they closed the door before you, I was building a path their hands could not control. When they looked lightly upon you, I was protecting you from a position too small for what I had ordained. You were hurt by exclusion, but I used that very exclusion to separate you from places that could not recognize the value I placed in you. I do not need the agreement of those who once doubted you in order to complete my plan. I do not need them to understand you before I lift you up. I do not need them to approve you before I bless you. What I have prepared for you carries my seal. And what carries my seal cannot be stolen by anyone. The table prepared for you is being set. That seat has been engraved with your name in my arrangement. And no one else can sit where I have appointed you. You do not need to fight in desperation. You do not need to lower yourself to be noticed. You do not need to chase every applause to prove that you have value. I will bring you into the right position in my way. There will be people who once did not believe in you, who must see my faithfulness upon your life. There will be words once spoken against you that must fall silent before the result I reveal. There will be eyes that once looked down on you that must recognize that my hand kept you through seasons they knew nothing about. But remember, I do not lift you up so that you may retaliate. I lift you up so that my glory may be seen through a heart that still chooses faithfulness after many wounds. I am about to turn your life into a living testimony of my gentle yet unstoppable power. What I do in you will not be small, not so quiet that no one notices, and not so vague that others can call it coincidence. The blessing I give will carry clarity. The restoration I bring will carry weight. The door I open will come with peace. The provision I send will dissolve the voice of lack that once made you tremble. You will not merely receive a small sign to keep enduring. You will see a new season open, where what I do goes far beyond your old calculations. I will cause you to understand that I was not late. I was simply working in a rhythm of time higher than your urgency. You will step into new rooms carrying my light, not the light of pride, but the light of someone who was led through the darkness and still did not let go of their Father's hand. My presence upon you will silence the lies that once insulted you, the words that said you were not capable enough, not worthy enough, not strong enough, not loved enough will no longer have the right to control you. You will walk with a peace that needs no explanation. You will stand firm with dignity that needs no argument. You will see the things once used to hurt you become evidence of my restoration. And when others ask how you overcame, how you still stand, how the way was opened for you like this, you will know that the answer is not in your cleverness, but in my grace. If you believe this word, if within you there is a gentle stirring, like a confirmation that I am speaking to you, then do not let doubt pull you back. I ask you for one step of response in faith. Press like right now. Not to seek human recognition, not to increase a number, but as a public sign that you are opening your heart to receive what I am releasing. Let that small action become your answer before heaven. I believe. I receive. I am ready to step into the Father's season of abundance. When you do this with a sincere heart, it is no longer an ordinary movement. It becomes a marker, an agreement, a response that you no longer want to stand outside the promise. You no longer want to keep living by the memory of lack. You no longer want the days of being overlooked to define your future. And after you respond, keep your heart at peace. Do not try to measure my blessing by the speed you desire. Do not force provision to come in the form you imagined. Let me be your Father in my wise way. I know what you need before you name it. I know which door is fitting, which person must be sent, which source must be opened, which connection must appear, and which timing will cause all things to become good together. You only need to continue walking in obedience. Keep your heart pure. Keep your mouth from useless complaints. And continue sowing faith in the place where I have planted you. For I am opening sources of blessing over you. I am preparing a table for you. I am rewriting what others thought had ended. And you will see.